So friends, a big hello to everyone. This project will be recorded specifically for 3 areas. That's free access on YouTube, free access on the Telegram channel accordingly, and separately for educational material. This project is designed specifically for xTool Studio and for working with the F2 Ultra machine with 2 lasers. That is blue at a wavelength of 455 nanometers and actually infrared at a wavelength of 1064 nanometers. It's also considered fiber optic and it uses the MOPA pumping system. Why is this material being recorded? So that most of you understand how xTool Studio works in general, how AI works here. This is just a small part of the project from the educational material itself. And here, information will be revealed on how to correctly top up the balance, how to generate your own images here. I think this project will be suitable even for those who don't use xTool Studio because actually you don't have the equipment, but you can use this project, generate a certain image for yourself, a relief, make a height map, save it for yourself later in the required format, and use it with completely different machines, with other equipment. There's a small nuance. The nuance is specifically related to credits. Credits are issued once or topped up with finances. Well, real money, cold hard cash, yeah. For Russia, this will be difficult to access, or you'll need to use a foreign card. Actually, or the second option is publishing your own projects. I decided to also publish this specific color engraving project and demonstrate how it's all done. As simply as possible, we save this project to personal space through saving. That is, file, save as. Be sure to save it to my personal space. Let's go to the main page. On the main page, for this project, click Share in xTool Studio and get from 500 to 800 points. That is a Tim Studio, or whatever it's called correctly. Let's go directly to our project, which we've already started to form. So our template is loading. Here we can also add a picture here, definitely. That is, of our file. I'll definitely do that a bit later. Header, title, so I'm doing all this in English, a brief description, so here I'm again forming what we'll be using here. Project origin remix is when you use someone else's project. Actually, here we'll be using the original project, license. Here, of course, a big question arises. Exactly which license to choose? I can't say. Let's use it. How to choose? Whether to allow the distribution of adapted versions of your project? I'll probably decline. No, yes, provided that others share in the same way. Well, no, I don't really want to because everything I do mostly for educational material. I'm interested in having only those who take the actual educational material use it. So by doing this, we're not creating a monopoly, so to speak, but real competition, meaning we don't have, price dumping and all that. Allow commercial use of your version? Well, let's allow it. Okay, done. Buy and D. Yeah, cool. Maybe you can even make money on this. Most likely. This is just extra information for those who, will be using this. Production information. The machine we'll be using is, specifically the F2 Ultra. This is very important because later on, for whoever uses these projects, it'll be useful for them. 60-watt processing module. So right here we're making a note that we're using specifically a fiber laser. Application scenarios, laser processing, cutting, screen printing, foil transfer, inkjet printing. So, we've basically got everything selected here. Yeah, materials used. Please select or enter a name. Actually, what we're using here is stainless steel. Huge selection. Let's try to write here that we're using. And there's even an option for, let's do this, steel. Round, okay, what do we have? Carbon steel, stainless steel dog tag, format. Actually, it's not strictly important here. You can choose a lot of things here. Okay, add material information. Right here, of course, we need to... Okay. 1 second. Stainless steel tag. Well, basically, I choose something a bit bigger here, actually. Silver-colored stainless steel tag. Yeah, but here there aren't many choices, actually. Oh, well, add material information? So we can describe the material we're using here, meaning it can be basically any stainless material, or any stainless steel, essentially. I'll paste a pre-made project. I won't really bother too much here. Let's capitalize this here. Okay, add total time. If I'm not mistaken, a project like this took us 32 minutes. If I'm not mistaken, again, instructions, we don't have any instructions here. Wrap. What did they mean by wrap? No. In the tags. So I'll write here, color, and then... Wait, how do you write tags? Okay, color. And engraving? Filler. Well, something like that. So we're basically creating, or let's say we write it like this, steel color engraving. So the more useful tags or sensible tags you have, like steel color engraving, the better the chance your project will end up in first place. Basically, and you'll get more benefits from that. I'll also make sure to add a picture here now. Maybe, well, I mean, it'll look pretty useful for most people who will be, using this material, so they understand what they'll get in the end. And that way, we'll get our bonus points now, credits to use our AI. Yeah, I decided to add my own picture here. I cropped it, of course, it's in this format. Basically, they're suggesting we destroy it like this, but we clicked on intelligent background and placed it awesomely like this using AI. Which I think is actually really cool because, well, it's the 21st century after all. Okay, click save. I like it. So everything's really great here. Alright, looks like we're done here. Added everything we need. Submit for review, preview, save. Well, let's click submit for review. In theory, within a certain amount of time, this project... Okay, go to Profile, View My Project. After your project is approved and gets 10 downloads. Well, actually, I gather they usually give it out more often, faster, and easier. So our first project is published, good for us. We have 134 bonus credits. It should, well, be granted. If not, it's actually not hard to create 10 new projects, because, well, if you're working with this equipment, creating any image, any generation of any product, you end up with, well, basically a whole lot of projects. Just uploading them here. Using that same translator or following these instructions, I think you'll find it easy. So my first project is uploaded. Maybe in the future I'll upload more of them here, accordingly. Maybe we'll even make some money on this somehow. And that way, get these kinds of credits to use for AI generation. To generate a single image, it takes us about 6 points or so. I think that's not much. When you get 500 to 800 points or credits, you can create about 100 images. That's quite a lot. So by publishing about 10 of your projects, you actually get a large number of credits. And you use them to generate new images, new projects, and basically get new results. Again, if you generate using AI, make sure to indicate that it was made with AI. If you create it yourself manually, then you should state in the description that you did it yourself, without any additional tools. That's it. Good luck to everyone, all the best, as they say, and have a great workday.